our friend Rob changed his Chevelle over to a gasser just because the excitement of running a gasser. It's just the gassers, in my opinion. Yeah, they're not the fastest, but the cool factor. I mean, what kid doesn't see a gasser going down the road and go, oh, look at that? I mean, you know, you can have a fast, I don't know, Firebird, and it might run sixes, but when it goes down the road, it doesn't have that wow factor, I think, you know. So.
Welcome to episode 113 of the Drag Drive Repeat show presented by Summit Racing. Tonight's episode is the Gasser Invasion, the Gasser Extravaganza, the Gasser Go Get 'em. I know that's right. Well, here's what I want to talk about in this segment here, guys. I want to know what kind of adventures, what kind of fun stories you've had in these cars. I've got a few photos that we'll kind of alternate through, but I want, with so many on here, it gives us such a small window on the side. So I just want to kind of go around. Matt, start us, and we'll work through you guys in order there. Yes.
I guess the best thing about what I've done, or what I've done when I built my car, is everybody that I've met. You know, we first did Hot Rod Drag Week in 11 with my judge, and from that point on we've hit as many drag and drives as we could possibly hit. But it was the people, you know, that I met, the camaraderie and the brotherhood, sisterhood. You know, nobody gets left behind in any way possible. Any price that has to be paid, everybody goes together. So that was what struck me the most after doing 8 years of Hot Rod Power Tour, and I migrated over to the Drag Week side. It was like, this is where I need to be, this is where I want to be. And the people that are on the show with us, and thousands of others that I've met that I follow or follow me are proof. You know, it's just a great atmosphere. It's a great family.
I agree, and I feel like it's the best that's out there. I mean, the car community, the drag and drive community, is the best car folks out there.
Hands down.
Yep.
Yeah. Give us a fun story. So, give us a roadside adventure that you've had.
Does it have to be with the car, or can it be when the trailer axles depart at the bottom of my car trailer?
Let's hear that.
Oh, yeah, we cleaned the axles off the bottom of my 24-foot car trailer on the way to Sick Week in 22, I think it was, maybe 23. Going over an overpass right in front of Garlett's Museum, trailer axles decided to leave the chat, and we smashed into a guardrail and come across the highway, slid down the ramp, and skidded to a stop. And I put the call out. You know, I'm so many hours from Bradenton. Hey, we need help. We need help bad. Not really going to throw the towel in, but wasn't really prepared to drive the car all the way there, you know, the rest of the way. And within 15 minutes, we had 109 texts and phone calls of people that were on the way or already in Bradenton for testing that were going to come back and pick us up or get the car there or what have you. And we had a trailer company north of Gainesville that Derek put me in touch with. And Derek actually brought his car trailer to me. We unloaded everything, put it on his car trailer. He took my wounded trailer with one tire on one side, 2 bent axles, and 2 bent rims on the other side, all the way to the trailer repair place. We got to Bradenton. They still charged me $200. I made 2 passes, and we knew the car was good to go until the next day when we tried to make a pass next to Alex Taylor, and we death wobbled so bad it bent the front frame rail, bent the steering arm, bent the brake caliper brackets, just did a bunch of damage. So it turned out that when the car came loose in the trailer, it had nosed into my Drag Week trailer and bent the center link. And we made a pass with a bent center link, and it death wobbled on the brakes. We went back, we looked at it, straightened it out with a ratchet strap, went back out, it did the same thing. But we managed to make a new center link for it, and it amplified the problem. Yeah, we just had a lot of damage, so we didn't make it even one single day on that year. But you know, the best part of it was going back to everybody reaching out for, you know, help or what I need, anything like that. But yeah, you know, Reggie Gonzalez and I were sitting there, I think we were singing out loud Bad Company or something, you know, we're on our way to Sick Week, and all of a sudden the trailer's sideways and there's smoke everywhere. But yeah,
that's a fun adventure.
Still cleaning my underwear out on that one.
Yeah. That's awesome. Reggie, let's go to you next. You've got some adventures, and I've got a picture pulled up here that I want to show that you sent over earlier. What, dude, that's a wheelie now.
Yeah, that was at Bowling Green at Hot Rod Reunion. I went to the first 16 of those, man, and that was probably the funnest thing we've ever done with the car besides the drag and drive stuff. The boys were real small. The other picture was them. I think they were only like 10 and 12 maybe, or 12 and 8. I don't know, but we used to go to that every year. And you know, it's just like the drag and drive. You meet the same people every year, and then you start camping with the same people, and they become your friends. And boy, the bad part about that is, for after so many years, and all my friends are old like me, so you kind of watch the gate and make sure they're both in the car together, that you hadn't lost one. And we did lose 2 or 3 during that 16 years, and it's sad, but they were family, so
Yeah.
But we've just had such a blast with that car. I bought it when I was 12 with my paper route money. I went home with John Burnett one day, and his dad had a backyard full of these Model A's and Model T's. And I said, man, you think your dad would sell one of those? He said, I don't know. We'll ask him when he gets home. So he got home, and he said, yeah, I'll sell you one for $400. I called my mom. I said, tell Daddy to get the truck and come on over here and grab $400 out of my paper route bag. So I bought it at 12, and it just kind of sat around with me for years. And, because I'd have the money, but I didn't have the time, or then I get the time, wouldn't have the money, just like a lot of other people. And Jason, I had just met Jason, and he was in the Air Force, and he was getting shipped to Germany. And he saw my car and couldn't understand why I wouldn't build it. But anyway, so from Germany, I guess he went to the summit, on the internet, and he sent me the headlight stands, headlights, and a rear view mirror. And he said, now get busy and build this car and meet us at Pigeon Forge. And boy, that's when everything started, man. This is 22 years ago.
Wow.
And it's just been a blast ever since. If he hadn't done that, the thing probably still be sitting in the backyard. I don't know.
And you're talking about Jason Schaefer of the chicken coop, right?
Yeah. Well,
oh man,
I'm talking about Angel, and she lets Jason run around with her.
Yeah. That's awesome. Mike, Heston, tell us something, man.
We seem to be plagued with all kinds of problems. Probably the most recent was at Drag Week in 2024. The truck, again, the AOD, the curse of the AOD. By the end of the last day, pulling into the track, it had one gear. It had second gear. That's it. So we couldn't hardly do anything. But since Drag Week, we hadn't even planned on going to Drag Week, and then they announced the tracks, and it's like, well, it started in Columbus, and it's an hour south of us. We're like, we kind of have to go now, right? So we actually drove it back in second gear the whole way, like 44 miles an hour the whole way back to home. But yeah, I mean, for me, we started in 2019. It was after I had a medical scare, and I'm like, hey, we got to do something, guys. And we keep putting stuff off, and we're doing other stuff, going to see, Bonneville, and going to SEMA and PRI and all that stuff. And so, and I always wanted to do Drag Week, and I had bought a 65 Fairlane, the redheaded stepchild of Fairlanes, because nobody wants them. And I had one right out of high school that I crashed, and I wanted another one. And then, that 12-year-old kid in me that had the Hot Wheels with the 8-stack injection. I'm like, I want mechanical injection, not knowing a dang thing about mechanical injection, not knowing that nobody at Drag Week has ever made it through with mechanical injection. We didn't know any better, right? But we ended up surviving in 2019, and, people coming along with us. I mean, now we have, we've got the Fairlane, we've got the 61 Ford truck gasser. Matt's got the 64 Comet gasser. My friend Scott now has a 64 Falcon gasser. Our friend Rob changed his Chevelle over to a gasser just because the excitement of running a gasser. It's just the gassers, in my opinion. Yeah, they're not the fastest, but the cool factor. I mean, what kid doesn't see a gasser going down the road and go, oh, look at that? I mean, you can have a fast, I don't know, Firebird, and it might run sixes, but when it goes down the road, it doesn't have that wow factor, I think. So yeah, it's a gasser love affair. I mean, I've always liked old cars. I mean, I was lucky that my first car was a '63 Galaxy, but I just love the gasser look. And then now it's, I was going to change the big block to a tunnel ram, and Snafu Rich was like, no. He said the car's kind of known to have mechanical injection. And I'm like, yeah. You got to run mechanical injection. I'm like, great. And I'm stuck with that in this car forever. So, but yeah, I mean, who doesn't love like 8 stacks sticking out of the hood, right?
Oh yeah.
Real 8-stack mechanical injection. The guy that's running it, that's the guy that doesn't like it.
Yeah, it looks amazing. And hey, listen, from the outside, we don't care how hard it is. It looks cool, man.
Yeah. And I'm kind of like, I'm in love with the Sega cars too, the Southeast Gassers, and I love what they stand for with the looking period correct. So I kind of did that with both the truck and this. It's trying, we're not going to go and buy brand new toggle switches. No, I'm going to go buy new old stock aircraft toggle switches switches because that's a dumb idea, but it looks right. If you look at the dash and the Fairlane, and it looks like an aircraft because it's just old fighter aircraft toggle switches with the kills on it. The gauges are all old. Everything is like old. Not the best move, but I kind of want that look. I mean, we even did dumb stuff like putting the alternators on the rear end because we didn't want alternators on the engine. We didn't want that look.
Wow.
I finally gave up on that after having to stop several times in traffic on sick week and whip out the generator and charge the batteries. And so we've kind of gotten away from that portion. That's that level of stupidity that I kind of force on the poor guys that ride with us.
That's awesome. Kyle pulling here in the comment section saying, yeah, Gasser's another Gasser guy local to us here.
Yeah, we're bringing 5 to Six Smokies.
Wow.
Yeah, we started in 2019 with one with the Fairlane, the ugly duckling, and then built the truck for Dad. And then after doing sick week, then Matt sold our buddy Matt in the group sold his hot rod, his Ford hot rod, and bought a Comet that was sitting in some guy's field and built that in I think 6 months or less. I think in my driveway, and then Scott got 8 with a Bug, and now Scott's car is going to be a pretty good car. It's super lightweight. It's going to be A-gas, naturally aspirated, but it's going to be super lightweight. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a contender.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I want to ask Rob this because he's done a ton of Rocky Mountain Race Week stuff in Colorado. That car in twin turbos was up kind of in the headlight grill area. That car was absolutely wild. Tell some fun stories you've had from the road. I mean, you've got a ton of miles on your car. Mr. Eric, will you read us the Mahe Motorsports ad read there?
Yep. Racers and high performance enthusiasts, are you ready to start your next engine build? If so, there is no better time than right now to check out Mahe Motorsports all-in-one Power Pack piston kits. With over 1,200 applications, these kits come complete with pistons, rings, wrist pins, and clips, all designed to work together. Mahe Motorsports Power Pack piston kits take out all of the guesswork. No more trying to determine if a piston will need this ring to work with a certain cylinder size. Mahe Motorsports did all the engineering for you so you can get to the part that matters, which is building a power plant that leads you to victory lane. Visit MaheMotorsports.com for more details. And for our podcast listeners, Mahe is spelled M-A-H-L-E.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of fun. I have to say, one of the best stories, probably the first year we did it, 2019. And it was just single turbo, and we had a Terminator X on the car, and we lost an injector driver on the first day. So we had the bright idea. It's like, well, we'll just keep going. So we're going to finish. So ran on 7 cylinders. So every once in a while, after a while, that injector started leaking, so it started filling the cylinder full of fuel. So we had to keep pulling over. So we're in the middle of nowhere, eastern Colorado. It's pouring rain. It rained that whole week. And I was going to grab the air compressor out of the trailer. I was walking up. The girls were all in the car because it's raining like crazy. And we're on the side of the road. It looked like a big wheat field out there. Nothing big. I'm walking alongside the car, and all of a sudden I couldn't see anything. I was just gone. And then I hear the girls panicking, laughing. Well, there was a ditch. It was about 8-10 foot deep off the side of the road, and you couldn't see it because it was in all the weeds. So I'm there, a toolbox, air compressor in hands, and then poof, I was just gone.
That's awesome.
Trying to climb up out of the ditch, soaking wet, covered in mud and dirt, side of the road, and then trying to clear the cylinder out. We didn't have the ignition off, and then all the fuel caught on fire. So yeah, it was quite an adventure.
This is a great time. Yeah. For a long time, like for several years, you guys ran 4 deep in the car.
Yeah, 4 or 5 deep, and they were. A lot of had our girls and our niece with us. For most of them, we did sick week with all of them, but that's been the most fun. Just all the people we meet, and the girls love it. Everybody wants to go and hang out and have fun, go see all their family, race week family.
Right. It is a big family. And the one thing for folks that don't know, like Rocky Mountain lets the people from the previous year, that's how you get early entry. And like 70% of the people that came the year before will be back the next year. So for 10 years now, it's been like, let's say out of 250 people, it's been the same 100 every year that come back. It's pretty amazing, the level of friendship and family reunion that it turns into.
Yeah, this year on Mega Week, being in the night class, it was kind of weird because there was a whole lot of new people in there we had never met before. So it's kind of a whole new crowd for it.
Right. And you guys had the setup too. You had a little camper trailer. I guess it's probably 12 or 16 foot camper trailer with an AC. So you guys were popular.
Yeah, a little 11 footer on there. Set it up to pull behind my car so we don't have to mess with hotels anymore, and pull onto the track, set up, and good to go.
That's awesome. Well, Jeremy, won't you give us a roadside story or something fun that you guys did in your car?
This is actually a fairly new car to us. We built it last year. We've ran with AA Supercharged Gassers of America with the car. We've set it up to run sick week last year, had a lifter failure 2 days before we came, so we had to pull out on that. Went down this year kind of with a mission. Like Matt said, I think probably the reason for going to all of these are not only do I go with my family, all of my boys have been on a drag and drive with me, along with my dad, which drove his Henry J a few years back in a drag and drive. And then, Matt, his brother Terry, we had a bunch of fun times with Tom at the NMCA
I forgot all
race.
about that guy.
The NMCA race that we did with Tom, I think that weekend there was enough alcohol that I believe by the end of the weekend, somehow Terry, which is Matt's brother, Tom was Uncle Tom to him. And I believe by the end of the weekend, Matt was possibly a business partner with Tom. I think. So,
yep, that's a good idea. Good.
So
good
it was, but that was great. We took the car out this year. We got really lucky. We didn't have hardly any problems. The first day we broke a electric fan when we came down from that big wheelie in South Georgia. Had to fix that. Had my son with me, so I had to do nothing. He just took charge and took care of that for us. We ran all week. Didn't have a bunch of problems. Just melted some wires down. We put a new fan in. It was drawing a ton of amps. And so we were running kind of on and off with the fan all week. Melted some wires and some fuses and stuff like that down. Ended up picking up a new wiring, relays, stuff like that when we were I think we were at Doug Cook's place. And he had a guy there that had a bunch of wiring stuff, and he just gave it all to us, which helped us out for the rest of the week. Other than that, I'd say the highlight of the car is winning sick week this year, and we're just going to try to go faster now.
That's awesome.
So,
one other car so in sick week 2022, I guess you were driving this car, right?
Yes.
And during that time, I was hanging out with Justin Chestnut that week. That was my first sick week. It was the first sick week. And this car lined up with Reggie's and Jason Schaefer's car and Justin's. Man, it just looked amazing. So you have several years in this car as well, right?
Yeah, we started Drag Week in 2016, I believe, in that car. That was the first one. I had followed it and, read about it year after year. And it was kind of one of those things that it was one of the things that I wanted to do. So when I built that car, I decided to go. It really didn't fit in any class, so that car always ran unlimited. So I guess this last year, when we got this 33 Willys, we decided to kind of build it for a class. So just so we could be at least a little more competitive. I know this year, I know everybody's getting a lot faster. Matt's going to be a lot faster. Mike.
He did just lose 30 pounds in car weight.
That is. And Mike is also getting really fast. So yeah, I'm hoping Six Smokies. I'm hoping everybody does excellent, and it's a battle,
Yeah.
Mike's got to get faster because he doesn't want to lose to me.
Yeah, he doesn't want to lose to Matt. That's for sure. Because
who would want to lose the garbage that barfed? Come on.
But yeah, no, I'm real fortunate because like Matt, Jay, I don't know the other guys, but our whole family loves these cars. Every car we have is an old car, from my dad's got a 39 Ford Daily Driver, and
wow.
And he's got a 40 Willys gasser with a 392 Hemi in it with a blower. I have a Chevelle that I've had since I've been 15 that's still in the garage. My son drives a 55 Ford F100, so my other son, we're building him a 68 F100 right now. So,
wow.
So it's one of those, we're just fortunate that our kids love what we love.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. My 15-year-old daughter has zero care, but my 12-year-old seems to be into it just a little bit. So we're going to see. We've got her car. It's up next now that both of mine are running. It's up next to start building it. So we'll see how much she really likes working on them or looking at them.
Right.
All right. Well, Jay, walk us in through here. Looks like you got your stuff maybe figured out there a little bit better, maybe. And tell us a fun story about the gasser.
Or not so fun.
Or not so fun. Yeah, that's typically been the. I don't know if he knows he's on.
If he picks his nose, then
He looks good,
doesn't think
though.
he's on.
Yeah.
And he handsome.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that.
I think he's working on something. Okay, well, that's enough.
All right.
Jay Grabiak, can you hear us? No, you're muted, dude. He's probably been. Oh, he gone. Oh, that's
Technically
funny.
challenged. Good thing he builds cars better than he messes with technology.
That's the way it goes. All right. Well, somebody give us one more story. Rob, tell us a story of the roadside repair for the radiator in the gas station parking lot. I guess that was like maybe race week or
Yeah, race week. Let's see, probably
23 maybe?
Yeah, somewhere around there, 23 probably. Because McKenna was driving the car with me, and we double entered, so she was running it in Junior Street.
Oh yeah.
And I was running gasser, and so the new radiator in the car, everything's set up new. Well, apparently fan worked its way loose, and so we kept seeing speckles. It's like, man, it's raining out here. It's like, it doesn't see any clouds. It's in there. Christy's like, it's getting worse. I don't think it's raining. I think it's raining. I'm like, nah, we're good. Keep going. Then temp starts creeping up, starts getting more. So we pulled into gas station out in BFE, and sure enough, the fan had cut through like 7 or 8 of the core tubes in the radiator. So sitting there, and of course running late. It's getting late in the day. Need to be there. We need to make 2 passes for sure.
Yeah.
Since the car's double entered, and side of the road waiting. Gas station had no super glue, had no nothing. So finally trying to remember who it was that ended up stopping by, and they had epoxy. They dug their whole car out, dug all the way down to the bottom. Finally found us some epoxy at the end. So out there rinsing it out, brake cleaning everything up, got everything scuffed up, just packed a bunch of JB Weld in there. It's in there, we filled it up and drove the rest of the way in. That's I remember what it was. The hub came apart in the fan when it came loose. So the Spall fan came loose, and it was just bouncing inside of there and just cutting all the tubes.
Yeah, this is a car that run at that time, what, low 9s in the quarter, and you were trying to turn it down to go no quicker than 9.0 in the 8th.
Yeah, I was running 850s, 860s in it, and then slowing it down to 9.0s in the 8th for her.
Yeah, there's not enough wastegate to pull out.
No, I just ended up taking the tubing off coming out of the intercooler. So we're just running an NA, and then pretty much would have her leaving the car, shift into second gear, and then coast it through. Then if she shifted it just right, we'd get it to where it coast through right about a 9.0.
Man, that's awesome.
Impressive.
Yeah. The Junior Street stuff is a ton of fun. Anybody have any more fun roadside stories they want to tell?
I mean, our first year in 2019, we didn't get to the hotel till 9:30 in the morning, first hotel, and then we didn't see any other drag weekers alive. We saw their cars at the hotels when we rolled in at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning until the third drive day. We saw nobody because we had 0 miles on the car. We didn't know what we were doing. But I'll say, like, Jay he's a phenomenal ambassador to the sport, and he helped us out so much while we were there because we didn't know where to go. We didn't know. Keith liked to put the gassers in quarantine. And we had no clue what we were doing. But it's the people that we met on drag week that made us decide we wanted to do it again. There's that handsome devil.
Jay,
my back
tell
there.
You're in, dude.
Damn
Tell
it,
us
he's back.
Took a
He's
lot.
back. Damn.
I'm going to tell you guys this. I didn't have any problems till Matt was on the show, and I think he just did this perfectly. He wants to have all the limelight. He's always been that way, Matt's just that Matt. Everybody knows Matt, So, but anyway,
Got a hammer right here for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
That's
Jay
why I
has
fix
some
my carburetors.
right. Jay has some good stories. So, dude, we're telling fun roadside, fun. Get to the hotels at 9:30 in the morning. What Mike was just telling us. Give us some fun stories, man.
Oh man, I think we've covered this a couple times, but yeah, there's a bunch of them. But like my most memorable's got to be 2015. Hopefully I don't break up on you guys, but in 2015, my first drag week, as everybody, you go in with, you build your car last minute, everything keeps evolving. My engine guy calls, every time he calls, it's $1,000. Tanya's yelling at me, how the hell are we going to get that money? So I sold her car. She walked to work for a couple weeks, but hey, whatever to get the drag week. So I'm like looking at things. Every little piece that you buy, you can save a couple dollars. Is something more you can buy. So I'm like, I can buy this gas tank from Jegs, or I can get it off of Amazon for like $100 cheaper. So I buy a Ginsu gas tank, 20 gallon, because I figured I'd need all of it. And ideally 20 gallons in a gasser, you're not going as long as that tank is. You need out at least 80 to 100 miles. So and they make them more comfortable. So I buy the tank, and we make it through most of the trip and start smelling gas. We're on our way back from Cordova, heading back to St. Louis, and we pull into it, starts leaking really bad and broke the seam on it. And me and my brother, I'd get the rooms, he buys the gas. We pulled into this little gas station, and he's pumping it in, and the gas is just rolling out. He's screaming, "Let's go." I think we had like 25 miles to the hotel, and he's like, "Let's go now. Let's go now." So we all jump in our cars, we head up down the road, and that's when Hot Rod put us on the worst road ever. It had these little bumps, like ba-dum, 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 for like, I don't know, however long the whole time. And we're going down the road, and my man boobs are going, and it's endless. It's relentless. And there's gas.
I've got that video.
Like gas. Was that?
I've got that video.
Oh, yeah. I sent it to you personally. You're not supposed to put that out. You know that. So we're rolling down the road. My brother's a worry work, God love him, but he's like, "Oh my God, that gas!" and it's just dripping out the back. And I think he's really worried about the money he put in the tank and not the hazard that we're creating. So we look over, and here comes this old Cutlass with this family, and they're all smoking in this thing, and they're just cruising up next to us. And we're looking at them, and they're looking at us. And my brother goes, "Oh my God, they're gonna throw that cigarette out." And I'm like, "No, they won't." And he's like, and then we slow down a little bit, and they just keep on going, and we're just dripping gas everywhere. And we get into St. Louis, and he's like, "We've got to pull. We need JB Weld or something. We got to fix this tank." We're discussing it, how we're gonna do it. And all we gotta do is make one hit, pull over a grate at Walmart, and there's just gas running out of the thing. I told my brother, "I don't think that this is a good idea. The DEP is gonna be here in a minute, and we're gonna be paying for a cleanup because we're putting all this gallons, well, I wouldn't say gallons, but a lot of gas down this wash drain." Oh man, but it was just to me that was a fun time. You know what I mean? Just trying to make that thing last, and that's probably one of my more memorable ones. There's probably more that I'll come across, But last night, going through, you said send some photos, and you do these events, and you don't realize how much you miss when you're doing them and driving, so you're taking pictures and people send you pictures, and I'm going through my photos. I'm like, "Oh, that was a good one." I felt like the old guy at home drooling on himself, just like going through all these pictures. I actually felt like Mike there. He's that age. We all know that. So I'm like, this is what Mike feels like sitting on the couch, while he's trying to do a video or whatever. So I'm just scrolling through pictures. I'm like, oh man, there's so many that I could do, and so many memories that you've made with these people. It's just incredible. And for one of the years, the first year Mike was there, he comes rolling in with the ugly duck. And I looked at that car, I walked in, I'm like, "Oh, check it out, man. That's cool. We put all this time." I looked at that thing, mechanical injection, and they're fumbling with it, doing this. I'm thinking, there ain't no way he's making it till tomorrow. And they made it. Give them credit. Yeah. And the greatest people I got to meet all these guys through that, and just to chit chat and jerk each other off. And I did, so everybody knows, I did not protest Matt. That is not true. I've had other kind words to say to Matt, but I did not protest him. I'm in a completely different class. A lot of people, we've been jerking about this for however long, and people.
Oh my gosh, it's been years.
They've been texting me. They text me like, "Did you really do that?" I'm like, I'm not really that kind of guy. He wasn't in my class, and I had nothing to gain or lose from it.
All good fun. All good fun.
Except for the fact that he's knocking his daughter over and pushed out of the way for her third place contention. I mean, the poor girl's still in the home taking medicines and stuff.
I offered to buy her fourth place flowers. You said none.
Yeah, I know. She like that. You know what she said? She goes, "Matt's got a lot of fourth place flowers. He can give up a couple."
That's
fourth place is better than not making it, right?
Yeah, you know what? And quite honestly, it's not the place you're in. It is honestly, as all of us here know, and even everybody, it's about making it to the end of the week. You start out and
you make it to that end, you accomplish something.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you end up. You made it back. The biggest accomplishment is getting that sticker on your windshield, in my opinion. It's saying, "I earned that sticker. I made it." And that's what I'm making. And the rest of these events have become. It's not about it's family. We look forward to leaving our area to go meet up with all the guys and get a minute. Sometimes you don't get a minute till the midweek to talk to some people, but you go and you talk and you rehash, you bust some balls, as they say, maybe have a beer or two in a parking lot or however it goes. But, to walk away knowing that you're driving your car on that trailer, it is a good feeling. And it's in one piece, and sometimes that doesn't happen, but it is what it is, and the camaraderie of the people and the support you get throughout is just incredible. We've all been and then all of a sudden nowhere you get a message from somebody. Oh shit, hey, how you been? Just thinking about you, whatever. It's kind of neat. So those kind of my stories, and they're all going to be. There's all of us on here. I can almost guarantee that we're all saying the same thing, thinking the same thing, or going to be doing the same thing, which is protesting Matt the next time he gets
See what they did though? They protested him. Now he's faster.
Oh yeah, well that's good.
Right?
What happens. You got to get angry and you go faster.
Yeah.
So that's the way it is. It's a good thing. It's a great thing. A little competitiveness, and it's all awesome, as they say. It is great for the sport. So, and I wouldn't want to do it with any other guys. When we do these events, you keep seeing every time a different one. There's just a 6 summer, some new gassers involved. Maybe just from that area, you like to see them maybe hit some more of these events. But there's a lot of cars out there. Gassers have been around forever, but it's starting to bring out of the woodwork. People get some confidence in them and actually put some road miles in, which is really neat to see. We've been doing it for a while, and people ask you, "Hey, how's that drive?" And you're like, "No, good." So.
I heard Matt protested himself.
Yeah, he probably did, just so he could get into another class.
Well, I had to beat Riley.
He's like, "Well, it's that poor little girl over there. She for 2 years she built that car by the rules to get in that class." To have Matt come in and push her out of the way, it was just a terrifying.
Both hands.
Yeah, both hands. Knocked right over and took her ice cream. It was incredible. I hope he gets the diabetes. Or
I already have it.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Wow! Don't do that to me. Don't do that stuff to me, Jay.
Yeah, I wouldn't put the voodoo on anybody. But that's not even true. I give me mad about it. At least right now we are. He'll catch me later and call me all kinds of names. So
I'm calling you later.
Yeah, good. I look forward to the phone call.
Nice.
So,
All right.
anyway.
All right. Hey, we got to take a break. We got to thank some race car friends and all that kind of stuff, and do an ad read real quick, and then we'll get right back to this because I have some questions. I want you guys to be thinking back. We're going to talk about this in a minute. What was the feeling when you pulled in that final day? So that's what we're going to talk about next. Let me jump in here and get these slides pulled back up. I don't even know where we're at anymore in here. Been all over the place. There we go. All right. Guys, just want to say thanks for being a Race Car Friends. If you're enjoying this, hit the share button right here. Become part of the Race Car Friends. These guys are the best family that's out there. I'll tell you that much. These just drag and drive family is awesome, and we appreciate all these guys being on here tonight. And then I promise, now that everybody's kind of got their butterflies out their stomach, now we're going to be telling good, fun stories from here on out, I promise. And then thank you to our sponsors for making all of this possible. Summit Racing, Deechworks, Mahe Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, WAF Racing, Power Tube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. If you're trying to do some shopping, shop with them, please. And then the gentleman's agreement is simply this. Eric and I are going to keep doing this. We love doing this, but we need you guys to hit the subscribe button or follow button wherever you're watching this. That, it's the agreement. Essentially, I can't guarantee that you do that, but I'm going to keep doing this. You do that. If you guys aren't, let's help grow this Drag Drive Repeat brand. We would appreciate it. So, guys, thank you so much for being our race car friends. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Thank you for hitting the share button, because this could possibly be one of our biggest shows that we've ever had, as far as guest count wise, for sure. And then, while you're in there, again, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button if you're new here. We appreciate that. And thank you so much to our sponsors for being a huge part of this program. Without them, we can't do this. So if you're trying to do some shopping for those car parts, make sure you hit them up. Summit Racing, Deechworks, Mahe Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, WAF Racing, Power Tube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. You guys, you got to hit those folks up whenever you're looking for some stuff